bada boo. Bada bee, bada boo. Finally, a stream not tainted by problems and various assortments of internet connection issues. Welcome, V-Gates, to the stream. As you can tell by the title of the live stream, we're going to go ahead and continue our campaign against the conforming regiments and make, or more specifically, paint our own regiment. Our own custom regiment, the Sturm, or the Carpathian Sturmjägers, yes. As you can see, I have virtually not even converted these guys all that much other than just give them the Sergeant field caps. So they basically just look like regular Cadians with cooler hats. Anyways, we've got our paint ready. Kind of. We've got our brushes. We're just gonna get straight into it today. But first, let me actually see if I finished this guy off. I don't think I did. I think for the most part, with all the issues we had yesterday, I had to just take a moment, accept the fact that I wasn't going to be able to stream, and just cut it there. So, with no further ado, let's just get straight into it and start adding paint to this guy. We're going to start by adding a little bit of brown to his webbing, to the sling, to his boots. Don't know about the cigar in his mouth. But, yeah, we'll just get started. How is everyone's weekend so far? Have we been hobbying well? I hope we have. Hopefully, today is just a nice, chill day for us all. Ah, yes. Halo Wars theme. Excellent. If there's anything to go by with Halo Wars, it's that there is proof that someone other than Bungie can make a great Halo game. Fortunately, that other studio that is not Bungie is definitely not 343. Well, that is until they rebranded themselves, and we'll see what they do. But yes, I am currently dry brushing this guy, but my little dry brush is... probably should have cleaned it a little better. Oh well. We'll get to fixing that later, after we get the nice dark browns on there. But anyways, how is everyone's day? Is it a good Sunday? It is a pretty decent, if not wonderful Sunday here where I'm at. Nice weather, in fact. Go ahead and get the browns. See if I can get into this little corner right there. Can probably get some zooming in. Yay, camera shake. Camera shake and mic bumping. Excellent. We'll stay within the streaming hub before we switch to full frame. Get right on in there. Yeah, there's like a little pouch right there between his knife. We'll get that too. Just get the small details real quick. Alright. We haven't gotten his gloves either. Or I guess his hands, you could say. I'm trying to intentionally make it seem like they're wearing gloves. That way I have to paint less and less skin. I am still very hesitant about painting flesh tones, but alas, part of the journey, you could say, is trying new things, getting out of your comfort zone, such as like using a makeup brush that is failing me horrendously right now. Do I have another one I could use? I think this is the smallest one though. Anyways. But yesterday, before the failings of the internet, I was trying to basically create or go through the details of what I thought I would do for the lore of this custom regiment I'm doing. Or more specifically, I guess I was talking about a discussion from another far more successful Guard channel / YouTube channel from Morty and Glory, where pretty much last week he was discussing the follies of GW's incentivizing for us hobbyists when it came to lore and making your guys. Granted, at the end of the stream that he had on Friday, he basically came to a very similar conclusion that, basically, if anything, that we can take from not having the, not necessarily incentive, but if GW isn't going to give us the tools to make our guys, then, or essentially be hands-off about it, then why not we, the hobbyist, take control of that? And I fully agree with that. In fact, I was basically thinking that for some time, kind of like, you know, with as much as it sucks that the Armageddon Steel Legion is not a part of the Armageddon campaign book that they announced at Adepticon, I don't necessarily think that's indicative of the end of the world for, at the very least, Guard players. I think it's just indicative of GW being very much led by marketing and having various teams have to collaborate with each other, as is per tradition of a big multi... Oh, I'm out of frame. As is tradition of a multi-layered corporation. Oh yes, he's wiggling off his base. Let's see if he'll stand the test of time, quite literally. Get that on there. Just the keyframes for you guys. The keyframes. What does that mean? I don't know. I'm just spilling out jargon. Alright, there's that boot. I technically should be using a different brush for the boots. Something a little bigger. But if it's got paint on it now, might as well, right? But with that synopsis of, you know, the state of Warhammer, I finally get to the point, which is creating my own custom regiment. Now, I believe I already discussed kind of the startings of how this began. Originally, when I got into the hobby, I was very interested in the Death Claw of Krieg, and thought they were really cool, and figured, hey, you know what? I'm going to basically recreate, or at least do a Warhammer, or a World War I themed Guard army. I'm going to make the Death Corps Krieg my German Imperial army. And so I went ahead and did that, bought like well over 200 plus Death Corps Krieg infantry, because that was all that was out at the time. And that's basically all I wanted to collect, was just individual guardsmen. Well, I say individual, more like tens of thousands of guardsmen. Literally, I had a goal to collect 1,000 guardsmen and paint them up. We'll see how close we are to that, since... Yeah, look at that. Look at those nice boots. You can definitely tell I need to paint right there, which... a little difficult to get to, but we'll try. bumping the camera by getting real close, but I kind of got it. I think this is a job for maybe a regular brush real quick. But back to the point, or not the point, but the origin story behind making a custom regiment. So, bought a bunch of Deathcore Krieg in 9th edition, pre-release of the 9th edition codex for the Guard. Yeah, that's a good brush. Anyways, and as I was basically, I had, I think, about 60 or 70 guardsmen already painted, and then they announced the 9th edition Guard book with the Cadian refresh. Now, as much as I thought it was cool that the Cadians got a refresh, I was kind of like, well, this isn't the Deathcore Krieg. I'm more or less into the Guard for them, because, to be honest, if there wasn't a World War I themed Guard army, I probably wouldn't even be in Warhammer at all. Not at all. So I went ahead, but, well, I guess I should give better, I guess I should be better at talking. Let's just say that. Let's see. Gotta get this new boot scooting going on first. Then we'll get better at talking. Such is the way. Honestly, can't tell how horrible that is. How horrible is that? Honestly, you just can't tell, whatever. Anyways, let's go into full screen now as I keep talking. There we go, full screen. Whee! Yippee! I think I've gotten all the brown done for him. Just need to do some touch-ups, I think. But, as I was mentioning, the 9th edition codex was announced, and it was all Acadian refresh. Now, Acadians are pretty cool. They're very much like a hybrid between modern World War II, American, Canadian, and modern military aesthetic. And it's like, that's neat, but not really the theme of my army, to be a little picky about it. But I'm not gonna say no to new Guard models, so I went ahead and bought them, and then kind of thought to myself, well, I'm mostly buying it for the codex, but I could probably use some extra Deathcore Krieg helmets and convert these guys. But then I thought to myself, you know, we have the German Imperial Army from the First World War theme. What about the other Central Powers? And when I noticed the hats on the sergeants, I was kind of like, actually, that would be quite neat. And so what I went ahead and done was decide I'm going to make my Acadians into the Austro-Hungarian army, and then I also ended up with some Steel Legion, and I'm going to make those guys my Ottoman army. And to be perfectly honest, like, at first, it was all just themes, like, these guys were going to be essentially Acadians through and through. They weren't going to be anything, like, special, just converted to look a certain theme. Still be Acadians, and that was that. But then I was like, you know what? With all the latest things going on, why don't I just make this a custom regiment? Right? Why don't I nerd out and just make my dudes my dudes. Make your dudes your dudes. So that's what I went ahead and started doing. Wow, look at that. Why is that? There we go. Why is that blurry? Because I'm a little too close to the camera, apparently. More or less too close to the zoom. Alright. Now we're putting on some gray on this boy. Try to get him in there. There we go. The one benefit of dry brushing is being absolutely delicate with how you brush. Well, I mean, you could also be very barbaric if you want to. But it works out for me at this moment. There we go. I did get some of that gray on his sleeve, but alas, that should be easy to clean up, especially since I have to mix this gray with the light blue I have to actually get the hecht cloud that they got. There we go. Easy peasy. I guess I gotta get his knee pads too. I've been really debating whether or not I want to get the knee pads done or not. But I've already done it to a couple of them, so whatever, might as well. But anyways, so yeah, I figured I'll just create a custom regiment out of these guys. Here, I'm gonna probably zoom out just a little bit to help the focus. That is zooming in. There we go. That should help the focus just a little bit. Alright, we got gray on him. We got the browns. Hesitant. But maybe I'll get the reds on them too. But yeah, so I basically figured, make this my custom regiment. But what would I give them as a name? So, to give some context as well, as I started to focus more and more on making this the Austro-Hungarian Empire, of course, you can't have World War I Austro-Hungarian Empire without the meme, the dream, Big Daddy Hotzendorf, or Hotzendorf sometimes referred as he is referred to. And so, and one of the memeiest of dreams of that maniacal lunatic was his Carpathian offensive in, I think, 1915, where he figured, hey, you know what the Russians wouldn't expect? A bunch of people to cross a mountain, one of the largest mountain passes in Europe, and then outflank them. Let's do that. In the middle of winter. Excellent. Sounds pretty tactically minded, doesn't it? Well, while technically a success, this is not the right brush for putting the red on. Oh well. I'll get the right brush later. This brush is too small. Yeah, too small. It was, quite disastrous for the Austro-Hungarian Empire, the Carpathian Offensive. So much so, I think they lost, like, hundreds of thousands of dudes just from frostbite and wolves. I mean, the Germans eventually came to help them, and one could easily argue that it was the assistance of the Germans that the Carpathian Offensive was actually a success. And I also believe, too, it was, like, the Carpathian Offensive was meant to relieve the siege that was going on the fortress of Shim. Or is it Shemi? It looks like Shemishil, but you don't pronounce the L. But, of course, they did not liberate or anything like that. Earn rewards! Yeah, I'm not gonna earn rewards. I'm just gonna paint. I don't know what it is with red paint, whether it's the type of bugs they squish up or something, but it always dries up and gets chunky real quick, real fast. You know, I do wonder, is red acrylic paint made from crushed up bugs? Ah yes, when I have to get the undercuff. And you guys can't see it because the base is literally right there. So yeah, a bit of a history lesson, not just in why this is a why I'm making a custom regiment, but also actual history. Yippee. True human suffering. Anyways. Get that. And look at that. That red just pops. Looks so good. This is definitely one of those paint schemes where like, the blue is nice and, kind of, how can you say? Like, it doesn't stand out, and then you put the brown and the gray. Still doesn't stand out, but then you put that red, and then everything just stands out. It's like I learned color theory without learning color theory. Granted, there is still a little bit of glove that needs to be painted before I can put this guy down. Before I put him down. Take him in the back of the chem shed and show him the rabbits. Not the rabbits! No! Oh no! This brown's kind of drying up. I might need to use some of the distilled water to reinvigorate the paint. And luckily, we're 25 minutes in, I think. 27 minutes in, actually. And we haven't had connectivity issues. Wunderbar. Wunderbar. Alright. Well, that guy is mostly done, at least with the batch painting that we're getting done. He still needs his face painted up, of course, as well as his las rifle. But let's go ahead and paint red on this guy that we did yesterday. Or gal, because I think he's a female head on it. On the base bottle. Before I do, distilled water time. Why am I shaking distilled water? I guess it's a habit with paint, I suppose. Come on. Ah! Too much. Might have just ruined the paint, but luckily we're dry brushing, not... Well, is it dry brushing if the paint is super watered down? Hard to say. Might need to add more brown to that. Yeah, I think I just ruined these paints! Too much water! Yeah, that's fine. I've got plenty of this paint. So it shouldn't be too bad. Actually, why am I focusing on working on these now? We can fix it later. We'll fix it in post! Trying to remember if I actually finished my story on my custom regiment. I guess I didn't quite finish explaining the name. Kind of. I think, if my storytelling abilities is anything indicative, it is that to further connect the whole World War I Austro-Hungarian thing, you know, Carpathian offensive, I do a meme on the Morty and Glory channel called, where I disguise myself in the anonymous chat as Big Daddy Hotzendorf. And have the call out of, "The men, they yearn for the Carpathians!" And so on and so forth. And as such, the name of the Carpathian Sturmjägers is born. Now, of course, there is a regiment, I think, that is already based off of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. I say kind of, mainly because it, too, seems very much a custom regiment someone did, and it became pseudo-official. It's at least on the Warhammer wiki. And they're called the... something weird. The Mountain Men Deeper? As in, like... It's the Deeper... Yeah. Which, I don't know, the name doesn't really come off as cool as Carpathian Sturmjäger. So yeah. Basically was like, I'm gonna make my own Austro-Hungarian themed custom regiment. It's gonna have blackjack and hookers. Anyways, let's go ahead and... Like, I keep painting dudes that have straps, but not the backpacks. The whole point of me having a big brush was to paint backpacks, but at least half these guys don't have backpacks. I guess we'll just have to accept that for what it is. I think this is too watered down. Well, we will find out. Yeah, it's way too watered down. It's almost coming across as gray. How watered down that brown is. Watered down brown. Don't know why that rhymes. Actually, I think I do. It's the OWN bumping the mic. Trying to save this paint. I don't know why I'm trying to save it, because if anything, I have plenty more. There we go. Okay. A success it was. And of course, cool thing too, because these are Austro-Hungarian themed, they're gonna have some Deathcore of Krieg Stahlhelms and gas masks, which I can pop off at any time to do head swaps. If I so choose, because, hey, who knows, maybe I want to get some different kinds of heads. Man, this brush has been brutalized for, how very little I feel like I've used it. Like, not that I haven't used it a lot. I've definitely have used it on a couple of models, but I feel like in terms of the amount of models I've painted with it, I've used some brushes on, like, 50 plus models for a specific color. And they weren't this messed up. Luckily, this is just a dry brush. A pseudo dry brush, because we are dipping it in wet paint. Sacrilege techniques. It is chaos! Yeah, I think I watered my dark brown a little too much. Unfortunate. Shall fix that. More. I'll just put it right next to the watered down one. This is what happens when your wet palette is jankily put together. Also doesn't help that my light sources are very inconsistent where I'm at. Yes, it's daytime, and yes, I am using a ring light with my camera to get good lighting on footage. But there is something going on, at least IRL, where I can hardly tell if I've got the color down or not. Okay, I think we're good there. Time for the new boot scooting. Alright. I need more paint on the brush. As much as I love this song, the other half is, while not bad, kinda not my jam. Yeah, we'll do some Gears of War. It's not the jam to my peanut butter. Getting some of my base on my brush. There we go. I think we're done with using the brown. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Maybe do some cleanup, possibly. See the spots where we might have gotten too much of the dark brown. Definitely on the tunic, which can easily be fixed. Some attempts at dry brushing with a regular brush, especially since the paint is actually dry on the palette. Fun. Alright. Doesn't look like there's any paint on this brush, but that should be fine. Alright, doing our little fixes, which can take some time, to be honest. Don't need to fix it too much, because that brown actually does help with creating shadows. Okay, good enough. People are going to be looking at this guy at, like, 2 feet away. They're not going to be exactly staring at him up close and personal, like, what? At least super close. Alright. Still got gray we need to get done on him, which I might need to redo that as well. Yeah, I watered it down way too much. I think I have a ton of it. A lot of it, even. Man, 43 minutes and I've gotten 2.5 guys done. 2.5 men. Yeah, that show. Never really watched that show. I think I just wiped all the paint off. There we go. Just stipple it a little bit. Should be good to go. Alright, focus. Well, I'm gonna have to fix those straps now. That's unfortunate. Finish this gray first. Always remember, finish the segments that you're trying to paint out before moving on to the cleaning phase. There we go. Got that done. I think I'm going to use an entirely different brush to fix the little gray spots I've got on there. Now, honestly, the gray doesn't look too bad, because sometimes when you have leather and it wears a bit, it either has, well, has a numerate amount of colors. Sometimes gray. Sometimes kind of a tan, sometimes a lighter brown. I think I just dipped that in gray. Imagine that. Dip the brush in gray and then I start painting the entire thing gray. Not the color I meant to do. Not the one at all. That does look like it's too dark a gray on the spots that I fixed. In terms of the tunic. Maybe I can kind of fix that a bit. I'm not sure. Alright. Being a little too, detailed. Let's go ahead and finish up the red on this guy before we lose time on this paint job. Just checking to see if I got any paint on my microphone. That would be funny. Keep bumping it, though. Increase the gain. There we go. That might be a bit better. Allows me to get right into here. Ever so slightly. I'm glad this is not a centerpiece model because I keep messing little tiny things up. Tiny things that, in the long run, aren't going to matter, especially since he's going to be next to a bunch of other guys that are much better painted. Which is something I have to remind myself every time I paint these. Luckily, working with paints that I'm working with, the Pro Acrylics, they're really nice because you can lay them on thick and they'll kind of act similar to a translucent paint. Or not translucent, a contrast paint. Not entirely, they are still opaque, really opaque, but they have a nice viscosity that if you do accidentally lay them on thick, they will eventually dry out and show much of the detail once more. Which, part of me is just kind of done with this guy. Yeah, go away in your corner. Alright, who's next? How about this guy? Yeah, this one. Okie dokie. What to paint first? What to paint first? Obviously brown. Do the big brush. My little brush is starting to get absolutely destroyed from overuse. There we go. Gotta get more paint on brush. More! More! There we go. Oddly enough, the big brush is working pretty well. A lot better than I expected it to work for tinier stuff. Maybe if I can get good angles. Such as... Let's see. Can the focus? Yeah, get it on, like, the edges like so. Brush it off a little bit. And use it. Well, went a little too much on there, but that's fine, we'll fix it later. Here, let's change the music up a bit. Do something nice and chill, yeah? Let's go... Nice, and by nice and chill, I mean... Let's do this. Definitely the opposite of nice and chill. But still a nice beat, a nice... I actually can't think. A nice jam? A nice jam to the peanut butter and jelly? I don't know, I can't think of any British slang for music at the moment. Let's get this sling. Aggressively dry brushes. Supposed to figure out over the weekend how to do a dog cam. Fortunately, I did not prep that like I had promised, only because yesterday I just tried to get some live streaming done, and then that messed up, so then I was even more what's the word? Disappointed. So today, I made darndest sure that I can even get a live stream on today. I wasn't even sure. But I think what the reasoning behind it was, I need to refresh my internet on my computer sometimes, which is really weird. But I think it's because it, auto switches to the 2.4 gigs, and it should be on 5. There we go. It's coming together. This model is doing much better in terms of not making me annoyed at the things I'm gonna have to fix later. Yippee! Yippers, even. But I think I know a way to get some dog cam. Unfortunately, she is laying on clean laundry, so yeah, there might be clean laundry just bundled up. Okay, we'll fix that. Look at all of that. Looks like an Oreo cookie on the bottom. Well then, we'll finish painting this and then we'll fix it. At least I know if I ever want to rebase these, it's as simple as just ripping them off. Let's see. Let's add a double check some things. Things have been double checked. Okay, I think we're about done. I don't know how that looks on camera. Does that look awful? I can't tell. It does look like there is need to paint more. Like, it looks so different on, from actual perspective, or IRL perspective, as in compared to camera. I don't know what to believe. Alright. Well, time to pull out the, Mod Podge. Glue this guy back on. Pouch. Alright. I did also want to try out some airbrushing. Maybe not on live stream yet. Man, this thing is like busted up. Look at that. That brush might need to be thrown away. Probably use a stick for something though. Okay, whatever, we will figure that one out. Luckily, I have a plethora of brushes. This one looks like it was used too. Smell that glue. Yeah, I gotta lay it on a little thicker than that. There we go. There we go. Battlefield recovery. Yippee. Now that should sit for just a little bit. I guess the good question is, how do I clean my brush real quick? Just dip it in the paint water. Here it goes. That might have been a bad idea. Alright. Just leave these brushes on the side. Why not? Get in with some details real quick. Jesus! Friggin' brush has a mind of its own! It just attacked me! You guys saw that, didn't you? I gotta file a workplace harassment form now. You know, it's so interesting how a different style of brushing technique can change how a color looks on a model. For instance, dry brushing the gray on the shoulder pads makes it look darker than it does when using a regular brush style. Oh no! I got like a crumb on the brush. I have no clue where that crumb came from. Okie dokie. Nice. Knee pads have been painted. Their knee bows have been painted. Behold! Okay. All that's left is to paint the red cuffs. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to paint the collar, since half of their gun is literally in front of the neck. Alles in Booter. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. You know, quite possibly, depending if we've got enough time in the day, I might do a little bonus hobbying at the end. Because I started something last night, because I couldn't sleep. And I needed to calm the monkey brain down. The monkey brain was like, I feel like I've done nothing today. I need to do something. And as a result, I went ahead and started a little project, which, give or take how this one goes, which we're halfway there. I can go ahead and probably finish that project on stream. Because that is actually a lot easier, to be honest, than building and painting models. And you will see why, if I ever do. No. Question is, do I finish the cuff that is under that sling? Kinda can't tell. I don't even know if you can tell on camera if it's not finished, but... Who dares wins? Excellent. Slabba, nice. That dab on that little red spot that... You know, I'm gonna get rid of this crumb. Hey, crumb, you crummy, get out of here. Ha, see what I did there? Alright, let's put their head back on. There we go. Nice. Pew, pew. Okay. Bow down. 6 more to go. And we'll make it easy on ourselves by doing the sergeant, because we only have to paint like one cuff and 2 collar stripes. You know, I said this would be easy, but looking at it now, there's a lot of brown to paint on this guy. Luckily, it's, I think it's sizable. Try to get the focus better. Not getting enough brown. At least on this brush. I think, there's so much paint on this guy. By this guy, I meant the brush, not the actual model I'm holding in my hand. There's so much paint on this guy. Gosh! Too thin layers, more like 500 thick globs. Globious gloobs. I wonder if this brown that I've destroyed with the distilled water is actually usable now. Well, let's give it a try. It's mostly usable. Now I've just ruined the model a little bit. By needing to clean it up now. Yay. My favorite part. Cleaning up the mistakes. It's not too bad, though. Not too bad by a bit. You know, I just realized I don't even have my, little talking dog avatar up. Oh well, I guess it's a little too late. I could, probably. But I think, with the positioning of the painting and everything, it's probably best not to. He'll block too much of the cam. I'll put him on later. I'm just gonna have to lay down some more Bram. Good thing I have, I think, 5 bottles of this, because I accidentally kept buying them, thinking I ran out. It always helps. Let's see. Bit more difficult to try to get smaller details with dry brush technique. It's not impossible though. Yeah, screw it. The whole buckle and everything is leather. Okay. I think, gloves and boots, and then we, get started on switching. Or at least fixing, I suppose. Maybe we'll do the fixing after the brown. There we go. Let's paint a little bit of the fingers, the phalanges, as some might call them, on his chainsword hand. Phalanges secured. Alright, now for the boots. Nice. One more boot. Darth boot. And then I think we'll do some of fixing. I was gonna say do the gray, but let's do the Hecht Grau first, and then do the regular gray on the shoulder pads. Alright, we got some new boot scooting going on with this one. Time to fix up some of the spots, because of course the tunic should not be leather. And yet, as I say that, I put brown back on the brush. An unfortunate habit indeed. Doesn't help that the paint is starting to dry for the Hexclaw. I'm gonna get right in there to get a better angle. Okay. Let that dry up. It does pop out a lot more, but my hope is once it starts to dry, like it is already, it'll start blending in. Next up, the growl. The regular growl. Starting to run out of paper towel. Go. I think when I'm finished painting the red on this guy, I'm going to demonstrate how, well, I say demonstrate, but show you how using a different brush technique, such as dry brush versus regular brush, can actually, like, change the way that the color appears on the model. In fact, maybe I'll do that right now since it's on my train of thought. Let's, like, take this guy, for example. Maybe it doesn't show up too well. But yeah, it does look more darker on this one than it does this one. As you can see, more matte too on this. Kind of shows you like how two different paint styles can like really affect how a model looks. One was purely dry brushed, and the other one was traditionally brushed. You can kind of see that it's more plasticky looking. Well, this one was dry brushed. Has a nice flatter matte tones. Also retains detail because I did almost like a zenithal highlight. Neither is necessarily better than the other, just one can be more preferred. Yeah. It's a neat little observation. Which is probably good because I need to paint the tracks of my tanks, and I'm going to use my airbrush for that. And I have a suspicious feeling... I have a, I think a correct feeling that I'm going to have to dry brush over some spots. Anyways, where is the paintbrush I need? Here it is. Is the red starting to thicken up again? It is. Gosh dang you, bug guts. Dang. Don't know if you can see it from here because, of course, like, it's super tiny detail, but it sucks when I stick it right in front of my face. But when I draw it away, not so much so. I think using the 2-foot or even the 1-foot perspective, I should just not be so anal retentive and just let it be. Huh, shadow to wado. Boopity boo. Is that another crumb? Where are these crumbs coming from? Start painting my models with panko breadcrumbs. Which is a good idea for an April Fool's video. Just like, I'm gonna paint my models by drenching it in an egg wash and then flouring it and then putting panko breadcrumbs on it. Granted, you can't go as far as actually deep frying it because you're just gonna melt plastic and then probably create toxic fumes that kills you and your family. Yippee. Enjoyable. What an enjoyable family pastime. Yeah, the red is starting to turn back into a thick bug again, so gonna use the some new liquefied bug. Now, for all I know, this paint could be made with cayenne pepper. Cayenne or paprika. Not even bug guts. You never know. It's not about the bug guts, Spider-Man. Okay, nearly done with this guy. Well, voila. I said voila. There we go. I said in frame voila. There we go. Gotta get those keyframes. Ah, Colonel. Trying to get into the keyframe, but I keep being off frame. Ah. I'm so incompetent. There we go. Him and his buddies leading them. Time for... Let's do melt a guy. Big old gun. Big old gun. Hey, it's only an hour and a half and we finished 5 dudes. Finished half the squad. Yippers. Let's see if we can be a little faster this time, though. Pop your head off real quick. Dang, got a little too much brown on that. Oh well. We'll fix it in post. One of the fun things about dry brushing, too, is it is nice and dry virtually almost as soon as you put it on, so you don't have to worry about getting a little, well, in this case, I've been rubbing the brush on the fingers to clean it. But you don't get paint everywhere, and you don't get paint on your finger and then get it on a place on the model that you don't want it. Nice. Surprisingly, we're getting this character that has more spots that I need to paint done faster than I think the other 5 that we ever did. I was being too delicate before. Now I must rush. When you've let your model sit for way too long outside of a display case, and as a result you now have dog hair all over it. Not even my dog's hair either, which is nasty. Okay. I think we're just about all good. Time to get some grays on this boy. Gotta get some grays on the boy. Gotta get swole. Gotta get the grays on the boy and get swole. Yay, when your wet palette isn't working. Yippers. Immense focus and singular will to get these shoulder pads painted. Yeah, I think I need to start making a checklist of all the things I have to do pre-stream to make sure everything's working properly and that I've actually done everything I need to get done. Like, okay, did I refresh Streamlabs? Check. Is OBS's frames working properly? No, let me refresh OBS again. Check. Is my microphone in the right position? Check. Am I even in Discord using my frickin' PNG avatar? At the moment, of course, no. But, hey, it works. Mainly because I keep bringing my model right here. And not, like, where it should be, like, right here. Which is just an unfortunate habit of having your face extremely far away. And not having magnifiers. Okay. We're ready for the red. Gosh dang it, there's like this dog hair. Dog hair. Glued? Like, what the hell? How is this here? It's like glued in between the wrist and the hand. And when I'm trying to paint the wrist, it keeps keeps bumping a bristle of the brush and painting the wrong thing. How could you forsake me, Violet? Nice. Now, do I fix something that is never going to be seen? Well, I'm halfway there, ain't I? We're halfway there. There we go. 'Twas fixed. 'Twas fixed the video game too. Fix it harder. Okay, dokie, we got 4 more to go. We got 4 more to go, my fellers. Today on the YouTubes, we've got 4 more to go. Oh gosh, no. Okay, dokie, smoky porkies. I think I'm gonna try a different dry brush at the moment, just because the other one I'm using is annoying me. I'm gonna put it on a vacation real quick. Take it in the back of the chem shed. I wanna see the bunny rabbits. Good thing these are really cheap brushes too.
Come on, Charlie. We gotta bring it to 115, Charlie. Gotta go to Candy Mountain, Charlie.
I don't know why that's on my brain. On my brain. No, not even on my mind, it's on my brain. Get out of frame. Oh, this guy's falling off his base too. Yeah. Off with you. Getting to that point in the stream where I'm getting very quiet because I'm hyper-focusing. Let the hyper-focus infuse. Time for the boots. Oh, you got some nice boots there. Mind if I paint your boots? Mind if I paint your boots for the day? Be quite dandy, wouldn't it? Paint your boots. New boot scoop. Try not to break the basing material. I have to reattach that. Oh, shit! Woo! Successfully didn't destroy it. Okay. I think I'm gonna attach this guy back. Well, actually, no, I can't, can I? Because if I attach him back to his base, I have to wait for it to... dry. Disgusting. Well, fine. I will at least fix the mistakes I've made with the brown. Hello, Shadow the Wado. Here. Here we go, lads. Alright, I think I've done enough of the fixing. Time of the painting. Okay. Gray? Question mark? I can't tell which paint on my palette is actually usable or overly dried up to the point where I shouldn't use it. Well, we'll figure it out with the model, right? Oh, crap. Fingers work! I command you, phalanges. You do not command me! And it was on that day that the phalanges gained a mind of their own and rebelled against their master. Their war against the master raged on for years. It was not until they have gained freedom, sentience even, that truly the phalanges understood what it means to be free. And this is the origin story of how I broke my hands. Good enough. When you can say good enough... Oh, crap. I just cracked those phalanges. Time for the red. Red, it has been acquired. It has been acquired. Okay, okay. Just 2 more bits and this person's dying. Done. Alright. I think that one's ready for the film. Alright. Another one for the base fixin'. You know, 2 out of... well, actually, it's more like 3. 3 out of 60 models falling off of their base. It's not too bad. Bodge. Alright. Just Glubus Globicid on there. Yes, that is a verbiage. We'll probably be able to find in the dictionary, not the English dictionary. Both Oxfordian and Webster. But you'll find it in a dictionary. And no, not the urban one either. Find in my dictionary. Alright. Is that shade of bluish gray a little too bright? It looks fine at that angle. I'm talking about on the neck right there. Again, I have to always wonder, should I care? Guardian, should you really care? And the answer is no. Just kidding. Pretending I'm sniffing hodgepodge while actually sniffing hodgepodge. Wonderful. Wunderbar, even. Alright, we got Crouchy Boy. Let's get him. Get him! I actually prefer if they have backpacks on over the webbing straps, because then I can just be all kinds of all over the place with the dry brush. Okay, time to pop his head off. Yeah! Dang. That actually felt visceral because I could just feel the blood. The little booger. Good thing it's blue and not red, right? Holy crap, he just Omni-manned that guy. Alright. This brush. 'Tis too surfacey. I don't know what the word is. I don't know what I'm talking about though. That's all that matters. Alright. Nearly done. Gotta get the new boot scooting on this guy, too. Beautiful! Alright, switch up the brush for the boots. You know, it would be very interesting to start using the airbrush at this moment. I need to watch a video real quick on how to set up my airbrush, though. That way I don't just ruin it. You know, it's like never cooking before, and you turn on the pan and you just stick a hamburger patty on it, and you're like, is this cooking? Or worse, you stick a banana on the pan, and then you're like, am I doing it? Am I cooking? Well, you're certainly cooking something, it's just not how it's meant to be done. Now, I do like Helldivers, but I'm not feeling the music choice to play all of that, so we'll go straight to the Mass Effect. Bum, bum, bing. Wow, these random crumbs being random and crummy. Seems I have lost more paint to the inevitable dry death of the universe. We are nearly there. Almost there. I got a hair on the brush. 9! There we go. Okay. Might have overgrayed some areas, but... Well, I think at this point, I'm going to have to remix the paint. It is dry. Remix the Feldglau. Because it's not Feldglauing properly. Or, it's not even Feldgrau. What the hell am I talking about? The Hechtgrau. What the heck? This is still Mass Effect music. It's funny how much it sounds like Halo right here. The back of the gun is... pouch thing is still... in need of the leather, so before I switch off to the red... Surprisingly, the red is more resilient to drying up compared to all my other paints I've put on the palette. Alright. Time for that red. Cool thing is, I only have 2 more guys I gotta finish. There we are. Almond toast done. Speaking of almond toast, I just could not help myself, and I had to get myself some fancy Italian cookies. I got me my favorite amaretto cookies, or amaretti, I think they're called. Amaretti! For them amaretti cookies! And then I got some Italian flag cookies? I don't know what they even call them. I know it's marzipan, which is such an interesting little treat. Marzipan. It's really good. I like it. Alright, time to reattach your freaking head. Your Kopf. Got a lot of these dudes smoking cigars. Look at that. He looks good. He looks dandy. He looks like he's having the time of his life. Put him right there next to his buddies. Alright. The plasma gun guy. Another easy paint. Actually, so much easy. There's nothing I have to paint in the back except for the belt. Hell yeah. Let's go! Stuff be a fallen. A 9. Trying to find the brush I need. I wonder if a little cool lore tidbit for my custom regiment. Because I figured, I think I was explaining it yesterday. So if you understand the, or have heard the lore of the Fall of Cadia, you know that the Eye of Terror opened up and split the galaxy in two. Yippee. Well, I was thinking for this custom regiment, they basically showed up as soon as the Eye of Terror split the galaxy in two. No one knows where they came from. Just this new galaxy just popped out of nowhere. With new planets of supposed Imperium worshippers or Emperor worshippers. And let's see. And I think, like, what would be the cool twist, and yeah, we're just gonna go immediately with the twist. Get Omni-Man, scrub. But is that they come from an alternate reality where Horus won the Horus Heresy. Or at least that's one of the potential things that I'm thinking about. What if Horus won the Horus Heresy? What if he won the Horsey Heresy? The Horsey Horsies. I think that'd be cool. That'd be the coolest beans I've ever baked. Actually, could you bake cool beans? But if the beans are cool, how can they be baked? These are the questions we must answer. These are life's true mysteries. Philosophy of the baked beans. The baked cool beans, that is. It's funny, so in Mass Effect, which is where the song comes from, I think it's in the 3rd game, and specifically the DLC game, there's this, like, horse racing game, or more dog racing game, in the in-universe's version of dogs. I forget what they're called. But there was one that you could bet on called Nice Beans. And I bet on Nice Beans, and you know what Nice Beans did? Nice Beans won. Nice Beans won me the lotto in the video game. And henceforth, I sometimes just like to say Nice Beans instead of Cool Beans. It throws people off guard, which it should, because it's cool. But it's nice. But it's cool nice. It's cool, nice beans. But anyways, we're getting the new boot scooting finished. Get right under there. Nearly done with this guy. Nearly done. Just checking if there's more spots I need to paint up. Just a few more. Alright, I think we're ready for some patchwork. And by patchwork, I mean fixing up some of the spots where I've clearly hit too much brown on. Brown on, brown off. But these random crumbs! Where'd they come from? Alright, I'm debating whether I need to mix paints or not. Let's see. Dry brush. Halo. I'm half wondering whether I want to leave some brown. Create artificial shadowing. Artificial shadowing as a result of dry brushing. That's a good enough. Let's start getting this going. Still need to paint the gray. Interestingly enough, I just need to paint one shoulder pad because I don't have a shoulder pad on this spot right there. So I only need to do one. Probably should have saved the easiest for last. And by easiest, I mean this guy, because there was not a whole lot I had to paint on him. Holding the wrong brush, but might as well start with red. You know, break the cycle. Since that's also just one thing I've got to paint, other than maybe the color. Dang, I messed up on something, but it is kind of hidden away, so who cares? There we go. And then get the gray. just gonna be a little lazy and just use the same brush. There we go. I think I'm done. Cool. At least with this guy. I got one more guy. Right there. Cool. Alright. It is time. What do we got on you? We got straps for days. And I'm going to be lazy and just not do the dry brushing. Sorta, kinda. Just use the same brush for all 3 paints. Why not? What could go wrong? Oh my goodness. Everything. Holy crap. Yeah, okay. That's why we dry brush, kids. Didn't get a visceral experience of ripping his head off. Shame. Shame. Was really hoping. Well, the paint that got too much distilled water in it surprisingly has lasted a little bit longer for us, which is nice. It's a little messier to work with, though. Oh my god. Get some of that thick-coated brown out of there. Probably gonna have to use a new dab of brown real quick. Boom boom. Boom boom. Boom boom. Boom boom. Boom boom. Boom boom. Alright, it's just the tiniest little dab of brown. Virtually no spot to rub the brown off, just ever so slightly, but nearly there. Okay. I guess I gotta do these ever so slightly. So many dog hairs all over this guy's legs. Alright, I think I've gotten the brown done with this. I have to use the restroom. Let me do something real quick. Alright, we will just have Shadow right there. For now. She's sleeping, so I'll be back. Alright, I have returned. I just need to flip the camera back into position without destroying. Okay, how is that? It's generally okay. It's camera's shaking a little bit, mainly because I adjusted everything. Let me move it ever so slightly closer. Angle it down ever so slightly more. In real time. Don't you just like that real-time movement? And then zoom out ever so slightly. There we go. Perfect. I think. Get back into full frame. And there we go. Shoulda, coulda worked out, I hope. Think that works. Mostly. Trying to fix it up again. Alright, let's finish up this one guy. I don't know what I finished on him. On them. Let's get shoulder pad done, I suppose. Alright. Just got the knee pads I need to get done. There we go. That's all done. Might need to do some tidying up in the back, but I'll do that when I finish up everything else. It's not even in the water. Go. Time for the rot. Which still is standing strong. Look at you, Red. You're a trooper. Out of all the other paints, you have succeeded. Bug guts or not, you're my favorite. Ba-ba. Come on, Red. I just said good things about you. Hold in there. Hold in there strong. Almond toast there. Gosh dang it. I feel like the red is being quite obstinate today. Oh, hey, that's the word I was thinking about, like, literally 2 hours ago. Obstinate. You obstinate little child. You know who's not an obstinate... Shadow. Shadow to Wado. She is not obstinate at all. No, she'll just push you down the stairs. Trying to play laser. Okay. Just checking. Checking to make sure that wasn't a trigger word for her. And then want to get pushed down the stairs. You know, go to work, have a black eye. People ask me how I got it. Oh, I fell. Fell down a flight of stairs. Because my dog's abusive. Gosh dang it, I got too much red. There, balance it out. Balance it out. My forearm feels like it's locking up. You know, it looks like for the tidy up spots, it's not too bad. Where can I get paint, though, that works? Because everything is dried up. Which does technically fit the bill for what I need it to do in terms of dry brushing. What? Yeah. Use the strength. Strength and balance. There we go. The strength of balance of phalanges. Does look like there is a spot missing of gray right there. Alright, I think we're about done with this guy. We can get some focus going. Sweet. Alright, let's get them all in. Kind of position them slightly better. Look at that. Ain't that purty? Maybe zoom out just a wee bit to get more center frame. Ta-da. Sweet! We finished up those guys within 2.5 hours. That was much longer than expected. But, of course, I did have to finish painting the brown on them, and then the gray, and then, of course, the red. When you have to do that to 10 models, surprisingly, fun fact, it takes a while. It takes a while. Go ahead, go into frame. There we go, yay, I brought the little PNG dog back. We have returned. But of course, I did mention a bonus. A bonus to the stream? Wow. That sounds great. How do we get said bonus to the stream? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. It's called moving all of this junk real quick. Hopefully not dropping all of it, too. Go. Moving this here. Moving that to the side. Moving these little brushes, making sure the hodgepodge be a hodgepodgin'. All right. Dang. So, earlier last night, as I said, I could not go to sleep and I needed something to rest my mind. So, of course, I decided to do another hobby little project on the side. And, there, a little Lego fox. Cool. Yes, indeed. And we're gonna finish building it. There's no treats in here. I am sorry. I know, it sounds like treats, doesn't it?
Shadow Waddle wants the treats. There ain't no treats in here, Shadow Waddle.
No treats. Let's see, where the heck is the instructions for the fox? Ugh. Found it. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this fox. I'm gonna zoom out just ever so slightly, that way I can actually get it more in frame. Let's see, we were on... which bag? Oh, we have number 3 right here. There we go. Got numero 4 there. I got number 5. I think 5 just builds some other junk. Other junk we don't need. Yeah, I don't even think it builds the tail. It just builds like some foliage. Keep it off to the side. Keep it off to the side, I say. But yes, we're gonna go ahead and finish this fox that I built last night. Let's see, we're on part 3. Are its chicken legs. See if I can get that there. Yay, Legos! It's actually the first Lego set I've built and officially built. And I want to say... I don't know how many years, honestly. Very long time. Very long time indeed. Head pat the shadow. And let's get started building this fox. So, we need this bit. We need... I think this bit. And we need... I think I have to open up the little baggie. This bit as well. Let's hope my, my Lego building skills are still there. Alright, fox. Where do I put you? Put you in that frame, I suppose? Start building. Maybe he's too much in frame. Need to get somewhere else, buddy. Alright. What does the fox say? That's what the fox says. I'm just wondering where I need to... Where do I put this? These instructions, they're so big. I need, like, something to... There we go. Good enough. Something here. It's this. That. Then I have to get... Is it a dark block or a light block? It looks light. I think it's this one. Don't know how this makes a fox, but okay. The Lego Builder. The Master Lego Builders, as they are called. They know better than I. There is so much going on with this thing. Okay, I need long, dark brown studded. Just the one stuttered. And then looks like you take another one like that. And you take a ball joint, as one does. Doesn't help how reflective this is. That little black dot. And it connects. Oh, need to make sure I don't forget a piece right here. So. There we go. I think that's what it is. This is supposed to be one of its legs, I think. Which one, though? I think it's front leg. Ugh. It is a front leg. Wow. Okay. Take this piece. Put it there. Take this piece. Put it there. And that's one leg. I'm pretty sure I do the same thing with the other side. So let me go ahead and just start seeing if my brain can remember what I just did there. Unless they're starting with the back leg first, and then they're going to do opposites. Which I might as well just follow instructions as is instead of overcomplicating it. There we go. One chicken leg for you. Okay, Fox is just going to have to lay down. Take a nap, little guy. Haha. I think haha. Is this a haha moment? I think it is. Okay. Success is almond toast hours. That. Let's go ahead. Actually, should I keep this screen or should I go in full screen? I'm not sure. This is technically a little bonus. Bonus for y'all. I'll go in full screen. There we go. Oh, actually, that was the right choice to do. All right. Take these pieces. Then we got... Ah, fingers! Stop! There we go. They locked up again. Fun. It's like, joints, work! You work for me, phalanges. Okay. It would be hilarious if this only builds, like, one leg, or one pair of legs at a time. I don't think it does, because I am seeing a lot of copies of pieces. Go. Oh, yes, of course. Where are you, piece? There you are. I need another one of you. Goes on the bottom like so. Oh yes, our custom regiment is Lego Fox. That is our custom regiment right now. The lore is, it is a fox made in the Lego universe. Anyways, there we go. Now for the side panels. There's so much involved with building just a few legs. Click. I think I built the wrong side of leg. Yeah, from the looks of it, it should be... No? I built the right side of leg, okay. No! The fox is taking out some of the guardsmen. That's right, because it be dog-legging, though. Das. Dang, that is quite the chicken leg I got there, though. No, I got it on there wrong. And then we build the other leg. Gotta get the little chicken nubbies on first. Is that how it was I'm supposed to go? I don't know. I don't know, lady. I just work here. Anyways. That. See how quickly we can get this done since we've already built the other side. It's all about finding the part we need. The real challenge. Page. Okay. Nearly got the little guy done. There's a piece somewhere, and I don't know where. Hey, where'd the piece go? There'd the piece go. Papa-de-boo. Behold, 2 chicken legs. What? Yay, it's now a stable. It now is a stable. Now, in theory, this should be easy now that we only got one to do. But that doesn't mean we always find the pieces we need. Put the fox there. Somewhere where I can actually have the pieces I'm building in focus. Nearly there. feel like it's faster building this than painting those guys. Because at least I don't have to worry about brush technique. I can just go. Oh no. Don't fall. There we go. Alright. Almost done with the last chicken leg. Put that down, put these down. This flat bit down there. And I think that's it. I think these are, some of these are extra. Alright, actually, this might be one of the few sets that doesn't come with extra bits. Intriguing. There we go. I think. Something's not right here. There. The legs. They're mostly done. Okay. I guess we can sit up our good boy. Nearly. Let's do a little zoom out. That's a zoom in. It's as much as we can zoom out. There we go. A little more of the fox in there, I think. Alright, one more bag of goodies, and I think we're done. We're almost there. Yeesh, 3 hours. Well, hopefully I can finish this in the next, like, 15 minutes at most. Since it is just, I think it's feet and tail. I'm not gonna build the little foliage that comes with it. It's too much work. Bag 4. Yay! The beans! We gotta build his beans. There we go. Oh, wow. Alright, seems simple enough. Yeah. It's got some simple little beans. Look at that. Can't quite articulate the front legs, though. Mildly unfortunate. Alright. We're nearly all beamed up. There we go. Look at that. Nearly sits. Let's see if I can... Cool. Time for the tail. A tale as old as time. Oh no. One of the guardsmen. Ugh. Tells you to listen for the click. Remember, listen for the click. Ah, well, there was a click. I already made an assumption. Yep, that assumption was made correct on the other side. Or I guess made validated. Vindication! Bow, bow, bow. There's a gnat. Get out of here, gnat. Did I use this correctly? Looks like I did, but there's a part. My brain doesn't see it. Now it sees it. My brain saw it. There we go. Where is... There they are.
Oh no!
It's not even time for food. It's 3 o'clock. You've got an hour. Unless my time is off by a lot, but I don't think so. I think I actually need to do this in reverse. No. Am I just blind? What am I missing here? Oh, yeah, no, I had it correct. I was just looking at the wrong part of the instructions. God damn it.
Wow! Okie dokie! I'll let you in.
No clue what's going on. Okay. What am I looking for? I already finished that. Need to make what looks like a Triforce. Is that correct? Does I go on the other side? Okay, I see what they want me to do now. Think? Oh my gosh. I have to keep fixing this. Maybe I can do that on the other side? Okay, yeah, other side works. There we go. Click into place. Gotta do virtually the opposite. There's one of that. Okay. Huh. Okay. Flip it over. We got to make these blocks look like floof. These very angular blocks. Basically making like a 16-bit fox right now. Apparently that goes like that. Okay, I see, I see. The tail, it is coming together. Flip it. Where's the piece I'm looking for? There it is. And this is where we start making the angles. Before I get started on putting that fully together, I'm gonna work on the other side, which I hope can be mimicked by flipping it. This may or may not need to be reworked on after I build this section. We will find out. Assuming that goes like that, and that. Many assumptions made. Yes, many assumptions were made and made falsely. Dang it. There we go, that's how I had to fix it. I actually had to put it on that way. And then, the other one just works! Excellent. And I'm assuming this just connects to this. Oh my gosh, it's coming together. Yay! An articulate tail. Ugh. It's difficult to get this guy working. There we go. Look, he's got a tail and everything. The fox is done! Yippers! Let me put him in a more sitting position. There we go, that's better. Yeah, look at that. Sweet! I think that's how it's supposed to be. So yeah, there we are. Finished with the fox that we started building last night. We don't need that other junk. Okie dokie then. I think I'm gonna call that a day. That is a successful hobbying day. We got ourselves 10 of the finest guardsmen painted up awesomely. We've got a Lego fox. We've got... Hey, I was right. It was about 15 minutes. till finishing this up. That's pretty cool. Yeah, go ahead and put that right there. Can't get him fully in frame. Not unless I move the camera. Just lay him down. Big stretch. There we go. Big stretch indeed. Okie dokie. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and select the music that will clock us out. That will send us off. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Let's see, is this the one I want? I think so. All right. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you had a wonderful hobby day as I did. A nice, calm Sunday. One worth just chilling out and getting projects done. As always, auf Wiedersehen.